On to your latest vaccination update. This morning was a historic moment for some teachers and staff in Illinois as they received their first COVID-19 vaccine. This week in Rock Island County, there have been over 1,500 new cases and 16 deaths. The positivity rate is shockingly high. The state's warning level is 8%. This county is nearly at 27. Health officials say this is partly due to the holidays and the newest variants. They say nonetheless, this is all very concerning.
We look at hospitalizations and deaths.
2 people are dead following a shooting at an apartment complex in Wisconsin. Authorities say 2 others were injured, one of whom is in critical condition at an area hospital. No details have been provided as to the condition of the other injured person. When police responded, they said they were fired at and a squad car was hit. However, no officers were injured. Police believe they have the suspect in custody and that individual has been transferred to a hospital. Their condition is still unknown. Top story, a search for survivors continues in the rubble left behind after storms sparked a string of deadly tornadoes across the Midwest and Southeast. Dozens are dead and hundreds are injured from the storms. Good evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm Montse Ricossa. This is the aftermath in Tennessee, Kentucky, and Illinois. We start in Edwardsville, Illinois, where the death toll has risen to 6. This was the scene at the Amazon warehouse where nearly 50 workers were injured after the building was hit. Tonight, we are starting with this beautiful weekend weather finally. Last weekend, we barely got a chance at some sunshine. Today, there is barely clouds in the QCA, but we are seeing a whole bunch of bugs out there. Good evening. I'm Montse Ricossa. Alexis Robinson joins us. Alexis, everybody wants to get out, apparently, including those bugs.
I know. I think we'll need the bug spray again and just have to, start swatting
everywhere.
Them. Right, because, those gnats especially.
And Eric, I think this is my favorite kind of November day with some 60s, some sunshine. I'm definitely loving this today.
Yeah, it felt really good. Nice shots there.
Thank
you
you
get the blue of the sky, the blue of the water, and the colorful leaves now, which we're losing pretty quickly. And we've had a pretty windy day today. Still some more wind coming up this week as we do our transition from warm weather to cool, maybe even cold weather.
So long sleeves are definitely going to be coming in handy if you haven't pulled them out yet.
That's right. Yeah, find that in the closet and get ready.
Happy Halloween. Thanks for joining us. I'm Supergirl in for Montse. Throughout the country and right here in the Quad Cities, we have thousands of heroes and creatures out tonight celebrating Halloween. We visit Bettendorf tonight as TV6's Colin Shope, or Mike Wazowski is out there now. And Colin, I hope you are bringing us some candy. What a costume you got.
WQC Studio. This is TV6 News at 10.
Now on your news at 10, more people are getting their first dose of the COVID vaccine as President Joe Biden's deadline for large companies quickly approaches. Plus, hundreds of Quad City students take on cleaning Davenport neighborhoods to help unite our community.
There's just not a lot of large trees out there.
And a Christmas tree shortage. We visit a local Christmas tree farm to see what we can do to still have that holiday staple in our homes. But first tonight, we start with breaking news as one person was rescued from a submerged vehicle in the Mississippi River today. Thanks for joining us. I'm Montse Ricossa. This was the scene just 3 hours ago. Multiple emergency crews responded to the Sunset Marina at 5 p.m. I saw at least 3 boats in the river as well as a dive team. Rock Island police confirm 1 person was rescued and taken to the hospital. They also said there may be a possible victim that was still in the vehicle. We are working to find out what led to this incident and the condition of the victims. We will update you both on air and online as soon as we learn more. East Moline police are investigating a shooting this morning that left 1 person injured. Officers responded to the 200 block of North 20th Street for a person with multiple gunshot wounds. That victim was taken to the hospital and is expected to be okay. According to police, officials say 43-year-old Stacy Johnson was arrested for aggravated battery with a firearm. She's being held at the Rock Island County Jail, and a first appearance is scheduled for tomorrow. Anyone with information is asked to contact the East Moline Police Investigations Division. Moline police say a woman was killed in a hit-and-run crash just before 7 last night. Officials say a 43-year-old woman was walking east on 38th Avenue, crossing the intersection of 60th Street when she was hit by a dark-colored Ford passenger car traveling northbound. The press release notes the suspect left the scene after hitting the woman going north on 60th Street. The woman was taken to a local hospital, later pronounced dead from her injuries. The Rock Island County coroner says they are still aggressively investigating and working to find her next of kin. An autopsy is scheduled for tomorrow. If you have any information, contact the Molene's Traffic Investigations Unit or Crime Stoppers. 2 people have died and 2 are injured after an accident in Warren County last night. Police say it happened on Illinois Route 135 just before 9 p.m. One vehicle was traveling south when it crossed the center line and hit another vehicle. The driver of the first car, 34-year-old Hannah Porter, died from her injuries. That vehicle was hit, had 3 people in it. 78-year-old passenger Roland Nelson died from his injuries. Police say this is still an active investigation. Daylight saving time ended today, which means while it's technically 10:45, it feels like 11:45. At least, though, this gives us an extra hour of sunshine in the morning. While it's something we've all dealt with for years, some say it's quite a pain to have to keep changing back and forth.
I just wish they would leave it alone and it would be the same all the time. But I guess it will be nice to get an extra hour of sleep.
Chief Meteorologist Eric Maitland joins us tonight. And Eric, I think I'm on his side. While it was nice getting that extra hour, having the sun set so early is really a bummer.
Yeah, you know, daylight saving time, as you said, it's over. So we're in standard time again, and we'll do a little bit of a, for sake of comparison, look at how things went. Now, yesterday we had sunset at 5:51 in the evening, and that at least gave us some daylight till, you know, quad cities.
How soon is too soon to go Christmas tree shopping? Local Christmas tree farms are saying you might want to get on it earlier than you think. Record heat and drought in the Pacific Northwest combined with supply chain issues means that holiday staple might be a little harder to find this year. TV6's Colin Shope explains why you should reschedule your tree trip this year.
This year, you may need to make some compromises when it comes to your Christmas tree.
There's just not a lot of large trees out there. So if you like to have that huge Clark Griswold 10 to 12 foot tree, it may not be available.
For that reason, some families might try an artificial tree this year. If you do, TERRELL says to make sure you ask questions before you buy.
How do you put it together? A lot of times you see it all set up in this store, looks easy enough, and then you open the box when you get home and it starts to look like an IKEA piece of furniture.
But if your family still wants to find that perfect live tree, farms are always an option for your search. This year has been drier than average, but intermittent rains mean locally grown trees can last the whole holiday season.
It's really good for our trees because then they get really moist, and then so when people cut them and they take them into their house, they're really fresh.
Of course, it's still a good idea to get ahead of the holiday rush.
But we tell them to get here early because most people that come here, when they come into our field, they head for the biggest tree they can find. So I guarantee you that with the first 2 or 3 hours, we got people dragging in big, taller trees. And so then people come back in like the following week and they go, you don't have any tall trees anymore.
Though no matter where you get your tree or how it looks, the real reward is making it yours.
And once you get your ornaments and your, grandma's angel on the top or the star that your kids made, they all turn out to be beautiful trees.
In the Quad Cities, Colin Shope, TV6 News.
WYFFELS Christmas Tree Farm opens the day after Thanksgiving from 9 to 6 on the weekends and 4 to 6 on the weekdays. And while it's still warm out, St. Ambrose students gave back to the community during Be the Difference Day. Over 300 students and staff spread throughout Davenport neighborhoods to rake and bag leaves, clean gardens, and trim shrubs to more than 84 nearby homes.
We understand that being a college next to different houses can be a little tiresome for people, so we wanted a way to give back to those people, to our neighbors, and show them that we care, that we do think of them, and this is just one of the days and ways that we give back.
This is the 14th year St. Ambrose University has hosted this event to help meet and unite the community. A federal appeals court has temporarily blocked the Biden administration's vaccine rules for employers with 100 or more employees. In a brief order, the Fifth Court of Appeals in New Orleans ruled there are constitutional issues with the vaccine mandate. The ruling by the 3-judge panel did not indicate, however, whether it would have a nationwide impact or only apply to the states under its jurisdiction. 27 states have sued the Biden administration over its vaccine mandate. That includes the state of Iowa. However, a pharmacist in Jones County says he's still seeing more people get their first dose.
We have something scheduled where we're going to go on site to a company where they are, and we know we're going to see a lot of first shots because of their mandate coming into force. They've been working with their employees, kind of set their strategy for how they're going to implement that mandate.
Lawyers for the Biden administration have until 5 p.m. tomorrow to respond to the court's stay of the vaccine mandate. If you still need to get your vaccine, there will be a free Por Mi Familia vaccine clinic, or For My Family, next Sunday. It's hosted by Forward Latino and LULAC, the League of United Latin American Citizens. It'll be from 1 to 4 at the Davenport LULAC Center, found at 4224 Riker Hill Road. IDs aren't required, and the Pfizer vaccine will be available for free to those 12 and older. Translators will also be on site. One school in Rock Island is temporarily closed because of an increase in COVID-19 cases. Edison Junior High is closed tomorrow through November 26th. The district says a growing number of staff and students are quarantined from school due to potential exposure. For now, students will have remote learning and will report back to school on Monday, November 29th. Many children across the U.S. have already begun receiving their COVID vaccines. It is the first full weekend since children ages 5 to 11 have been given the green light to get the Pfizer COVID-19 vaccine under emergency use authorization, paving the way for some 28 million children to become inoculated against the virus. Experts say the vaccine is over 90% effective at preventing symptomatic infection in children. The doses for this age group are being given at 10 micrograms, which is a third of the dose size given to people 12 and older. It is still a 2-dose shot given 3 weeks apart. Kids from 5 to 11 can now get their vaccines at several locations in the QCA. Trinity Muscatine Clinic is offering Pfizer vaccines by appointment on Wednesdays and Fridays. Genesis Health also has vaccines available. Appointments can be scheduled online, and the next clinic will be held this Thursday. Bureau Valley Health Department is hosting a walk-in kids COVID-19 clinic this Wednesday. Kids getting the vaccine will need a second dose, which will be scheduled during the clinic. The Rock Island County Health Department is hosting their vaccine clinic tomorrow and Saturday, November 20th. Appointments for the Saturday clinic will be posted on the Health Department's Facebook page. A parent or guardian will need to be present with each kid at all of these clinics. New developments tonight in the horrifying crowd rush at a Houston music festival that left 8 people dead and dozens more injured. A criminal investigation into the tragedy is underway, and rapper Travis Scott is speaking on camera for the first time since the tragedy. We warn you, some of the material may be upsetting to some viewers. Cole Higgins reports.
A growing memorial outside of Energy Park in Houston after the Astroworld Festival ended in tragedy Friday night. As rapper Travis Scott took the stage in his hometown, fans surging to get a closer look.
I could feel, myself losing the ability to breathe. It was really hard with the amount of people around me. I straight up thought I was going to die.
Fans compressing tightly in the massive crowd. Some concertgoers say they had no way to escape.
People were getting trampled. It was a death trap, basically.
Some attendees criticizing organizers for continuing the show, even as unresponsive people were being carried away, and as some fans tried to alert staff to what was happening.
That's okay with me real quick. Please, let's do
it. Scott taking to Instagram.
Anytime I can make out, anything that's going on, I just stop the show and help them get the help they need. I could just never imagine the severity of the situation.
Video from the concert's live stream does show Scott pausing his show at one point as an ambulance pulls into the crowd.
I'm honestly just devastated.
Houston's police chief says a criminal investigation is underway to figure out the cause of the surge. This after police say one security officer was pricked by someone at the show and revived with Narcan. I'm Cole Higgins reporting.
Travis Scott says he and other Astroworld officials are working to identify the families of victims so that he can, quote, help assist them through this tough time. Rapper Roddy Ricch, another Astroworld performer, announced today that he will donate his share of concert proceeds to the victims' families. Next at 10, honoring our veterans. One woman's donation possibly helping save a Vietnam veteran's life.
Yeah, look at these high temperatures today. Should be in the mid-50s. Heck, we got into the upper 60s, even 70 in Muscatine. Another warmer than average day tomorrow, but we will be tracking a cool change. Your 7-day forecast coming up.